All right, the next PowerPoint presentation I am going to talk to you about is Module 2, Topic 2. So previously we went through Module 2, Topic 1, where I introduced you to the highway transportation system. You should have the Google Notes already completed to follow along while I'm talking about how you approach your vehicle. So at the end of this, you should be able to understand and sequentially demonstrate the pre-driving procedures for approaching your vehicle and what you need to do to make sure that it is safe for you to drive. All right, you're going to learn how to identify the direction of approach for your vehicle, how to complete the pre-entry checks, and how to identify the steps to enter the vehicle safely. So identify how a driver should approach the vehicle. So when I'm parked in a parking lot, how do you think I should approach the vehicle? Should I approach it from the front or back? Just think about that. When I'm parked at a curb, right? Maybe I parallel parked, I went into a restaurant, ate some food, came back out. How should I approach the vehicle when I'm parked at a curb? Do I want to approach it from the front, from the back, from the side, and if so, which side? So first thing I want to do when I'm approaching a vehicle is check for small children or pets near and or underneath my vehicle. Luckily, most modern cars nowadays do have backup cameras, but if you have a really little person or maybe say a cat, sometimes the cat's not going to be picked up by that backup camera. It might be really close underneath your tire, things like that. So you want to make sure you're checking all around your vehicle before you get going. Check outside the vehicle for broken glass, any sort of body damage, especially if you're in a parking lot. See if somebody dinged your door with one of their doors, something like that. You want to check the condition of your tires to make sure they're all inflated so that you're not driving down the road with a flat tire. Look for any fluid leaks. Make sure that there's no gas or oil leaking out of your car. What is the direction of your front tires? So when I pull out, which way are my tires going to be directing me to? And any debris that might be on the ground that could interfere with the movement and or puncture my tire, causing a flat tire. So, like I said, when I look there, looking at that broken glass, because that's obviously going to be hazard for my tires if I run over it. Body damage, if it happens, you want to make sure you get any sort of information and pictures before you leave the parking lot. Like I said, those fluid leaks, especially gas and oil, two main fluids I want to make sure are not leaking out of my car. Making sure, obviously, in this picture here, I'm not running over any objects like rakes or bicycles or anything like that. Like I said, children and pets. Most modern cars have backup cameras, which is great, but some of those older cars may not. So especially make sure if you have an older car without a backup camera that you're looking at that and checking the condition of those tires. So as I approach the vehicle, I should have my key in my hand. I want to make sure that I unlock the doors as I'm getting closer. You don't want to unlock them too far away. That signals to other people that may be in the parking lot waiting for you that that's the car you're going to. This allows you to maintain awareness of your surroundings and scan for any hazards as you're approaching your car instead of fumbling in your backpack or your purse or whatever to get your keys. Make sure you store your personal items in the trunk. So loose items in the vehicle can become projectiles during a crash or when the brake is applied. So keep valuables out of sight. Also to deter the thieves. So any backpacks, purses, packages, anything that you get, just put it in the trunk. Control your door swings. This prevents damage to your vehicle and other vehicles by observing proximity of the adjacent cars and passing traffic so that you don't obviously ding somebody else's car in a parking lot. And then place your keys on the dashboard or in the console. This ensures hands are free to adjust my seat, my mirrors, and my radios without losing my keys. Remember to check for small children or pets left inside the vehicle as I'm exiting. It only takes a few minutes of the interior of the vehicle to heat significantly. So a lot of times more of your modern cars are going to have those little dingers that remind you like there's something in your back seat. Make sure to check for passengers because like it said, the car can get very hot very quickly. And so leaving a pet or a child or somebody in there can be really detrimental and very deadly. Over the past 25 years, more than 950 children have died of heat stroke because they were left or became trapped in a hot car. So it's important for everyone to understand that children are more vulnerable to heat stroke, and that all hot car deaths are preventable. 29 children died in 2023 just because of vehicular heat stroke. That's why those more modern cars now have reminders to check the back seat. On average, 37 children die per year due to vehicular heat stroke. We saw a record number of hot car crashes. 53 died each year in 2018 and 19. All right, so please just make sure you're checking that. In just 30 minutes, a car can heat up by 40 degrees and become deadly. So once you are at about like 105 degrees in a car, that's obviously very, very detrimental to somebody's health, even somebody that's a little bit older. What exactly is pediatric vehicular heat stroke? So 100% of the hot car child deaths are preventable. There's about on average 37 per year. So a lot of times you will see, people will like break into a car if they see some of this happening. If they see somebody's left in there with no air conditioning, people will actually break somebody's window to try to rescue the people. So the interior vehicle temperatures can be 50 degrees higher than what it is outside. And during our summer months here in Virginia, it can get kind of hot. So some safety tips: just don't ever leave a child in the car, not even for a minute. Always check that back seat. Leave your wallet or purse as a reminder to get the person out as well. Always keep your vehicle locked and keys out of reach. Make arrangements for your child care provider to call if a child is absent, and call 911 if you see a child alone in a vehicle. There is also some free e-learning online about the children in hot cars and how we can prevent some of this. Never leave kids or pets in a hot car, even when it feels cool outside. A lot of times people will just leave a window open because they're like, that'll be fine. But leaving a window open, even in hot temperatures, can rise almost 20 degrees Fahrenheit within the first 10 minutes. So please just be mindful of that. Never leave infants or children in a parked car, even if the windows are cracked. To remind yourself that a child is in the car, keep a stuffed animal in the car seat. When the child is buckled in, place a stuffed animal in the front of the driver so that you are kind of reminded of it. When leaving your car, check to be sure that everyone is out of the car. Don't overlook any children who've fallen asleep because they're so quiet back there, we often don't know that they are there. So that kind of wraps up how we approach the vehicle and what we need to do as far as getting out of the vehicle and exiting. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.